Hello guys, welcome back to the channel and hello to Scott, how are you?
Good, Dan. How are you?
I'm great. Felt really good after that win on Sunday. Forest just went back to being Forest literally on Sunday, don't you think?
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah, it was crazy. Uh, I think everybody kind of rose to the call to arms before the game about the atmosphere, and everybody was ready for it. And I think actually that I think it was that bugle player thing that just made it even more. The lad in the Forest shirt, and he was doing his the bugle playing, and I know it did go to plan, but it was such a nice thing, and players from both the teams to go and do that. But I just thought that is nobody batted an eyelid,
Mm.
and I don't think that lad had realised that, but nobody batted an eyelid to it, and it was like, right, we're all ready, we're all revved, and it was like it was great, and we got off on the front foot, and yeah, it was. Yeah, brilliant to come away. Waking up Monday morning, springing a step, Forester won, changes your week.
It does set you up for Monday, right? Good Monday morning, no Forest win. It's like you're like Forest win yesterday, get to go to work.
Yeah, you can't beat it in terms of we talk about well-being and people's mental health. So I know it's only a game of football, but it don't half make a difference.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get with Forest because, but yeah, it does have a massive impact if Forest win. The atmosphere, as you said, was just everyone was revved up for it, and especially with the lad who did the. It was just unfortunate what happened, but it got everyone going to be fair, and it was just nice to see him and the Villa players coming up to him and saying it's alright, and it was really nice thing to see, don't you think?
Yeah, it was a lovely thing to see, and I think it's been followed up with the video with the autistic young man who came over from Spain for the Luton, and it's magical, really, and it is. That is the power of football. That we've got young people that the club are back in, and I think it's a lovely thing to see. The way the players were with the young lad from Spain, particularly Anti Elanga. It was just really kind of with heartwarming, and hopefully we'll see a little bit from the lad who I think it was it Caden his name was,
Yeah.
um, and hopefully we'll see a follow up video, from Forest that it's all right. Everybody messes up, and it's how you kind of come back from that. And Steve Cooper, I can't think of anybody better to sit down and have a chat with him about, when we mess up, we get back up and we go again. So yeah, fingers crossed there'll be a nice follow up to that, because this is what Forest are about, and I think that's what the city's about. And like I said, nobody batted an eyelid about what happened, and you kind of think actually that's a measure of the city. To be fair, they weren't, nobody's moaning and groaning or anything like that. It was just like he had a Forest shirt on, he did his best, and we go, and that's it. And it don't matter so long as you do your best. That's what I think Forest fans are about.
Yeah, definitely. People and Forest been up for the dance, and when they got gone down, they got themselves back up, and they gave the perfect response for the last couple of results. Against Villa with that performance. Fair play on Cooper. He put in a new goalkeeper that got a sheet on his debut. He tried to untest the centre half pairing together, which they kept Watkins Derby quiet. Fair play, and hopefully that what people shown to Caden that when you are down, you can pick yourself up and get going again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you only have to look as far back as the Luton game, that things that go to plan all the time, but you pick yourself up and you get on with it. And yeah, it was just going back to last season, and it was the atmosphere. It was just it was brilliant, and the players didn't show any signs of any kind of weariness or nerves after, obviously disappointing against Luton and Liverpool and against Villa. And, they just from the front foot. And that's what you want to, as us as fans, if Forest start on the front foot and have a go, they'll get 100% back in, all the way. So it was great. And, yeah, to come away. I mean, I thought a draw will take it, but just the way we started, it was like brilliant. And it was a fantastic goal. Let's make no bones about it. It was an absolutely fantastic goal that Aina scored. He won the ball back in the first place. And I love a 1-2 anyway. I come from an old school of Stuart Pearce and Nigel Clough playing 1-2s. And it's nice to see, Alanga Dominguez and, so simple but so impactful. But the ball from Toffolo, that cutback, just wait a pass. It was like it was just there to be smashed. And I couldn't believe it when Anya was like stepping onto it and he just buried it in the bottom corner. And but he didn't like hit it, like strike it with everything he's got. It was just such a measured finish. So it was like he passed it into the, in the bottom corner. So it was, yeah, it was brilliant.
Yeah. I think it was a great goal, and I mean, and often we see a goal down Brisbane nowadays. It's I think the first one since Sheffield United, but it was just nice to see a goal that so early in the first half, and it was well worked goal, and even the second goal, I mean, for Mandanda to have a shot, I mean, normally in them cases we don't really see shots like that, but I mean, we got two from outside the area and one down Brisbane.
Yeah, well, I think Mangala's had a few answer it. They normally kind of go a little bit higher than that, but he got on target. And from the Bridgeford, he just like the keeper had tipped it over the bar, so we were like, oh, corner. And then next minute, it's like what? It's a goal, and everybody's going crackers. And yeah, so it was pleased for Mangala because he's deserved that because he's been playing really well. But I just thought as a whole, unit, I've been a little bit critical of Sangari, but I thought he had a good game in midfield, and he's starting to feel it a little bit more about about being a Forest player. And I think actually that's probably the first time he's seen the crowd up like it is against the big club. So that was probably his first taste of when we're an underdog at the City ground that everybody gets behind him. So yeah, Dominguez was excellent alongside him. I thought he was my man of the match, Dominguez. But yeah, I just thought they played ever so well.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing with I'm gonna go back to Mangala, but talk about the meanness and Sandora. But with Mangala, he seemed to be thriving off playing with them two in that hole because them two seem to do everything else where Mangala can just get on the ball and just play his normal game, which it benefits him to the ground that them two can do all the other parts that not saying Mangala can't do it because he can, but them two seem to take the pressure off him to let him play.
Yeah, but I think that's testament to to Oral. He's made that position. He's from the start of the season, and he's playing really well there. So at the minute, he's made that place his own, and then obviously Dominguez has come in Sangare, and the more they play to each other, and the way that they're going to have trust in Oral behind him that he's going to do that work. So it's about relationships on the pitch and trusting each other, and that's where your understanding comes from. And the last few games there has been passages of play where you think, right, I can see where we're going with this. And even though it's not quite there consistently, it's quite exciting. I think that I think particularly the first goal on last Sunday was kind of epitome of that. That we've got two fullbacks that are can contribute, and we can get a goal as well, because the goals are going to have to come from somewhere else. I think at the minute, just because we've got a few players out, and Taiwo can't do it all on his own. So it was particularly nice to see a passing move that that's Forest.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
good
And
football.
we even said it last week that last Friday as well about we need other goals from elsewhere as well.
Yeah, because we were talking about Toffolo, weren't we? And you know, unlucky to be dropped out against Liverpool, and we said, you know, we both start him, and you know, Harry can, you know, he's a little bit underrated. Harry is, because I think his final product is decent, but it's probably his defensive side that probably needs some strength. You have to forgive me because I've got dogs and people walking in here, but
Yeah.
um,
But what got me going last Sunday was that Buffalo got last week in the first half when he went in for that 50-50, he won challenge from it.
yeah, I think that tackle against Matty Cash was like it was really good. Sorry, I've got some very excited dogs here because yeah, I think that tackle against Matty Cash that set the stall out. It was kind of like, you know, such a good tackle. And I think Harry, because he's come through the lower leagues, he needs that confidence.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, with Norwich. Bear with me, Dan. I'm sorry about this distraction. We're all right now. We're
I
sorted.
think he wanted to join in.
But yeah, I think Harry Toffolo, he deserves massive credit. He's just, you know, come from Lincoln, and because I'm from Lincoln, I've seen him come up through the leagues and progress. And he went to Huddersfield, and you know, to get his move to Forest, and it looked like, well, he's going to be a spare part and you know, bit of a backup. But you know, he's had his chances. You know, last few games. And I didn't think he did too much wrong last season, to be honest, but probably not enough to be first choice. But
Yeah.
you know, that's for Harry now to say, right, well, if you got the shirt and you're contributing, it's up to you.
Yeah, definitely. I couldn't agree more with that, to be fair. I mean, we got West Ham on Sunday, who played Europa League football and Thursday against Olympiacos. I mean, how do you feel about West Ham?
A funny one, West Ham, because you never know really kind of like what to get from a David Moyes team, because they seem to be quite inconsistent. And it really frustrated me last season that, you know, we ended up losing. What did we end up losing? Something like 4-0 or 4-1.
Yeah,
And it was never that until about 75 minutes. And it was like Forest, you know, we looked the better team. So we owe them. And maybe they might be a little bit tired after, you know, it seemed to be a hard fought win last night against Olympiacos. So yeah, so we'll see, I guess. But I don't know, I'm kind of, after last week, you think if we get our act together and maybe against the West Ham, maybe it's that kind of battle against the team who we, you know, you'd expect West Ham to finish a little bit above us, but I still think that they're in that kind of mid-table bit where we are. So I think a bit of a measure for us is that, you know, can we finish above the likes of West Ham, you know, over the season, and that will be a measure of progress, I think.
yeah, definitely. I've seen something on social media about it changed last season team against West Ham to now, and I look at that and I think, was that our team last season, like against West Ham? Because it was like now, it looks so much stronger. It's unreal.
Yeah, we were saying that on Sunday, you know, and you got Murillo doing back heels after 5 minutes and chest passes and doing kick ups in the last minute. It's just like, this is unreal how much, you know, quality we've got in the team. You think 2 years ago, you know, I can't even name what the team was under Chris Hughton, but you know, Harry Arter was probably in there and a few others, and it's just mad, you know, the complete upturn in quality. Yeah, I think sometimes you pinch yourselves a little bit that actually we need to be grateful for that we've come an awful long way, and the players and the quality in the squad, it's like, it is mad. And I suppose go back to, you know, last week saying we can't be complacent. You know, we should be massively kind of thankful for what we've got, and we need to play our part, and we did it last week, and that needs to continue.
Yeah, definitely. Would you keep the same team as last week?
Probably.
With the injuries that got picked up, would you keep it if they're all match fit?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, I think Toffolo pulled up. I don't know whether he's trained or not. But other than that, it looked it looked pretty good. I think Ilanga, hopefully, he's going to. He needs a bit more coaching, I think, because he seems to lack a bit of belief in himself at times. He gets himself to really good positions, but it's just that last bit of decision making. I just think if Cooper can change that, then he's going to be a hell of a player. But Danilio's probably going to be back. Keeper, was I thought he was very good on his debut last week. So yeah, but you just feel you got to wrap Tyler up in cotton wool, and because if we get another injury, then we're going to back to square one a little bit. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
yeah, definitely. Have you got a score prediction?
I'm going to go optimistic 3-1 Forest on.
Ooh, I take that optimism. I said 2-1, but I said I'd take a draw out of it.
Yeah, I'd absolutely take a job. It's funny how a week goes by, Dan, and you get a good result, and I'm thinking they play the way you do. Morgan. There's more to come from Morgan, and
Mm.
Danilo. He was chomping. He ran on the pitch. Absolutely mad for it last
Yeah,
week. So his enthusiasm and his energy. I think that is something that we've probably missed a little bit. So. Murillo's grown by game, new keeper. Ainya's just playing, he's just getting better and better every week. So, yeah, and Sangari in the midfield is looking very settled as a 3. So, yeah, I'm feeling optimistic now.
the only way is up. But yeah, completely. I do actually agree that things are looking good now and everything. So yeah.
It's so fickle, Dan. We're so fickle as a fan base, aren't we?
Oh, it's unreal. And do you want to say about your socials?
You can find me on Munich and Madrid.
So do you follow Scott on that on X or Twitter, whatever you like to call it. So I'd like to thank you for coming on as per usual, Scott.
No worries, Dan. Anytime,
Um,
mate.
so I'd like to thank you for watching, guys. And